And when I watch Skip Bayless say to you, put them goddamn glasses back on, boy. Had he snatched Skip Bayless across that table, he would have died in Shannon's arms that day.
Right.
So Brother Shay handled that right. Now we can talk.
Okay, let's talk about it. You heard the lady. This is the famous comedian Monique being interviewed by Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay in his YouTube studios. And in typical no capping season, she's dropping names, she's bringing receipts. She has that smoke for a few individuals, such as Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels. And she gives a pass to Lee Daniels to some degree because she does make mention that he did apologize, unlike the Oprahs and like the Tylers. So be it. Now, these individuals were already indicted on the previous interview by No Cap Cat Williams. As she makes mention here in this video, there was one individual in particular. One individual in particular.
Can't say they all a group. He forgot to put D.L. Hughley in the group.
What?
Because, what was you getting ready to say?
I was going to say, what did DL do?
As she was talking with D.L. Hughley's assistant, and then later had words with D.L. Hughley, he immediately dismissed, according to her, he immediately dismissed the hypothetical sexual explicit actions involving her husband. And that is one reason why she did not get along, to my belief, why she did not get along with Oprah Winfrey and why she does not get along with Holly Weird. Her husband, rightfully so, has a great deal of influence over her.
They said, Monique, we want to play a game of would you rather. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one? That's how that whole thing got started. Okay? It's family. My husband is my family.
You heard that, family? Notice how she uses the word family, no pun intended. But she uses words like that and community to raise the consciousness of the conversation. And they don't like those kind of men in Hollywood and in Oprah spaces and places.
See, I too went to the Oprah Winfrey University of Empowerment. And you don't need a man to make it.
Right.
I signed up.
Right.
And I was at the top of the class till I realized I was going to bed empty. I was going to bed with nothing but stuff. I did not want to be the poor little rich girl who have everything but nothing at all. Don't that sound familiar?
Now, let's talk about DL. It's very important we talk about this here. Because she says that he's a part of the list. He's a part of the gang. And we find this to be true on this side of the channel. Not based upon the private conversation that she had with him. Not based off of that, no. That will only confirm what we have already seen in the last 4 years specifically pertaining to D.L. Hughley. Keep in mind, it was D.L. Hughley who unapologetically, adamantly pushed that J.A.B. to the community. It was him. He was the one capping and caping for an unsubstantiated, unproven, synthetic so-called medicine that if it rendered someone ill, you could not take legal action against it. He himself took that J.A.B. and he himself was found passed out due to COVID and passed out due to a lack of hydration. Because that J.A.B. does ill effects on that physical body. And as soon as he got out of that hospital, he was caping and capping once again for his liberal party so that they could continue to push that poison in the name of an inoculation to the black community. Professing lies, saying that it was disproportionately affecting them when it was not. Check my timeline. I did a video on this. C-19 was ageist, not racist. I showed you that the black community was not being disproportionately affected by C-19. How about that one? Now let me also kill here. That's the first strike I got against down low dirty D.L. Hughley. That's the first strike I have against him. The second strike that I have against him is this. I just heard his radio podcast today over the airways. And what was he promoting again in the name of genocide and eugenicists? What was he promoting again? Abortion. He wants SCOTUS, the Supreme Court, to reverse their order in reversing Roe v. Wade. He wants abortion to be freely open. And I have no problem with that if you acknowledge the fact that abortion was originally intended to keep the black demographic in a continual decline. And DL is pushing for two things, which on this side of the channel we reject, rebuke, and refute. Why not have a healthy conversation about keeping families together? Why not have a healthy conversation about better mate selection? Why not have a healthy conversation about having some exceptions as to why abortion is needful, rather than having it available where they are basically promoting promiscuity without consequence, okay? That's what's going on here. And they're targeting the community who DL claims he serves, who DL claims he's all for. But how can you be for the community when you're actively trying to poison them and kill their babies in the womb? Now make that make sense. Now back to our conversation. That's why we say here on this side of the channel, that's why we call him Down Low Dirty DL, the black boule bootlick, who is a white man, a white liberal man. Not just a white man, let me be clear on that. I'm not indicting white men. I'm indicting white liberal men. White men who claim to be liberals, those sly foxes that Malcolm referred to. That's D.L. Hughley. He's a white man in black skin, black boule bootlick, down low dirty DL. That's him. That's him. He is the black Bill Maher, not Bill Burr. Shout out to Bill Burr. Bill Burr's the real one. Oh yeah, Bill Burr's the real one. He got jokes for days. She's confirming through a private conversation what we already seen publicly. We know he's on the side of genocide. Yes, he's on the side of genocide. He's on the side of keeping the black demographic in decline. Now back to the private conversation with Monique. She's saying that he dismissed this.
And his exact words, well, that's how we do it.
We do not doubt this at all. She says she has the receipts pertaining to the private conversation. On this side of the channel, we also have receipts, but they are through public observation. That's our confirmation, and that's the juice.
When Cat Williams talk and people, truth tellers talk, we have receipts to everything we're saying.